Hello guys, how are you all doing? Today we have the attack of the Bell Bullit clones. So I hope you are all doing fine. First of all, let me just say that I'm sorry for taking so long to post another video. I've been busy with, well, life in general. And also I'd like to thank you for all the comments that you have been leaving on my YouTube videos. Some of them from people who actually own and use the helmets that I've been talking about. That first-hand information is always very useful to anybody who's researching and is trying to decide which helmet they want to buy and use themselves. So, the Bell Bullit, it's one of the great success stories of the Neo Retro helmets. Some might even say that it was the helmet that actually created this Neo Retro helmet segment. It has been available for quite a while now. It hasn't been updated. It's still made of fiberglass. It still weighs 1,500 grams. Still rocking that visor mechanism with a magnetic lock. That is actually a pretty cool idea. It hasn't changed in terms of ventilation. It still has 4 eyebrow vents that, as far as I'm aware, you can't really close, and 1 chin vent that I'm not really sure if you can close or not, but anyway. Moving on. Still rocking that double D ring. We all know that's the safest kind of chin strap. And it has a price around the €500 mark. Now, I've done several videos. I've done 2 videos actually about why I think this Neo Retro helmet segment is filled with overpriced helmets. And in some ways, I do feel that the Bell Bullit is too expensive for the kind of helmet that it is. It's a good quality helmet, but it's missing some of the features that the more technical helmets have, and that can justify the price that the brands are asking for them. So as you all know, I have been doing research trying to decide which Neo Retro helmet I want to buy for myself, and Bell Bullit is obviously on the list. But in the last few months, a number of alternatives, or rather clones of this helmet, have been appearing at least on the European side of the Atlantic. And now I've talked about a few of them, and I'm going to talk about them again because there's some new things going on, and I think you guys might change your mind about whether the Bell Bullit is still the one to get or not. So let's start with the ByCity Roadster. I've already talked about this helmet on my other videos, but I'll summarize. The ByCity Roadster is a Bell Bullit clone. It looks almost the same. It's also made. It also has a fiberglass shell. It weighs less than the Bell Bullit. It only weighs 1,300 grams. It has what I consider a less good visor mechanism. You have to use button clasps to close and open the visor. That means that it's a lot more difficult to do that using just one hand, since it has 2 button clasps on either side, even more so if you're wearing gloves. So that's a minus point in terms of comparing it with the Bell Bullit. In terms of ventilation, it only has 2 vents in the chin area, so regarding the Bell Bullit, it's also a less ventilated helmet. But in terms of price, it comes around the €200 price range. So it's, I would say, even less than half the price of the Bell Bullit for a helmet that looks almost the same, weighs less, and frankly only loses to the Bell Bullit in terms of visor mechanism and ventilation. It also has a double D chin strap. And recently I've noticed that another helmet that is an exact clone of the ByCity Roadster has appeared. So that helmet is the Hell Root. Now, the exact specifications of the ByCity Roadster are equal in the Hell Root, and I mostly assume that this is the exact same helmet, only sold by a different brand but sourced from the same builder. And these two were the only kind of options, alternatives, cheap alternatives, if you were looking for a Bell Bullitt but didn't want to fork out the $500 or euros to buy it. But now there's another contender, and it's a very interesting contender. I'm talking about the Origin Vega. Now, the Origin Vega is very similar to the Bell Bullitt, although it does have more of a different shell shape. It's still very interesting, still in the same kind of look, but it is more original. The Origin Vega also has a fiberglass shell. It is EC approved. I'm not really sure if it's DOT approved or not. It comes in a fiberglass shell and weighs around 1,350 grams to 1,450 grams depending on the shell size. And as far as I'm aware, there are two shell sizes available, or rather I should say there are various shell sizes available, but there are only two actual shell sizes made, the difference being the padding inside them. Now, things start to get interesting when we look at the visor mechanism of the Origin Vega. Unlike the ByCity Roadster and the Hell Root helmets, it has a more traditional visor mechanism. You have no button clasps there, and you can basically open your visor with just one hand. It has a protruding lip, and I'm guessing it should have a couple of detents that you can leave your helmet semi-open or completely open, and it will stay that way. So in terms of visor mechanism, it should be as good, if not better, than the Bell Bullitt. And it's also better than the Bell Bullitt, the ByCity Roadster, and the Hell Root in terms of ventilation, because it has 4 front vents, 2 in the eyebrow and 2 in the chin, that are closable. You can close them and open them even wearing your gloves, because the mechanism is really accessible. And not only that, you also have 4 passive rear vents, so in terms of ventilation it should be a much more ventilated helmet, and it surpasses the Bell Bullitt and the other clones. So in terms of other details about the Origin Vega, it also has a double D chin strap. It comes in around the €250 range in terms of price, so that's about half of the Bell Bullitt and just a bit more than the ByCity Roadster and the Hell Root. And interestingly, it comes prepared to receive Bluetooth headphones. So here is an extremely interesting Bell Bullitt phone, because it costs around half of it and has a lot more features. It weighs less. It has a visor mechanism that is as good, if not better. It has better ventilation, and it comes prepared to receive Bluetooth headsets. So, what could possibly justify buying a Bell Bullitt over the Origin Vega? Well, a couple of things might justify that. If you take into account the brand recognition, I think that selling used helmets is frankly not an option, or buying a used helmet is not an option. So it makes little sense to talk about resale value of an helmet, but in terms of brand recognition, Bell helmets, everybody knows Bell helmets. If you want to look cooler in front of all of your friends in the cafe when you stop your bike, the Bell will give you an extra point of street cred. And also you have to take into account that the Bell Bullitt has a tremendous amount of accessories that you can buy to customize your helmet. So it has a tremendous number of visors that you can buy, different colors, different shapes, and of course you can't expect to have such a wide range of accessories for a lesser known brand as the Origin Vega. But it's half the price. It looks just as good. It weighs less. It will probably perform just as good or even better than the Bell Bullitt. So why pay twice as much for the same kind of protection and the same kind of look? So there you have it, food for thought. If you're looking for a Bell Bullitt-like helmet, you have now at least 3 different alternatives to it. There are cheaper and in some cases, I believe, maybe even better. So let me know what you think of this video, if I'm right or if I'm wrong, your opinions about these helmets. If you have worn any of these, please let us know what your opinion of them is. And if you like this videos, leave a like and share, subscribe to the channel if you think that my videos are helpful in any meaningful way. And remember to stay safe on the road and enjoy your 2 wheels. I'll see you guys soon. Major Sprocket out.